welcome back to the channel and welcome back to the woods. And in today's video I'm going to be looking at some old kit that I've had for many years, and I'm going to be looking at some cheap and cheerful kit, stuff that doesn't cost the earth but works just fine. First up, the Mora Robust. Now, I'm a big fan of this knife. This is an absolute bargain of a knife. It's over 3mm thick and it's robust. I have changed the grind on it because it does come with a secondary bevel. I have put a 0 Scandi mirror polish grind on it, and I put that on quite a while ago and it's still going strong, no chips or anything. So a very good knife, especially for the rather small price tag. Next up, my samurai saw. Now, I bought this, must be about 6 months ago, and I did a review on it. Now, when I bought it, I thought it was going to come with medium teeth, but it did come with fine. I can't remember how much it was, but I think it was about £15, which is cheap, and this works just fine as well. Heavier cutting duties, I'm going super old school. The estwing. Brief history of this axe. My dad always had one of these in his toolkit, and I always liked it, and I used to take it out sometimes to the woods. He didn't like me taking it out, but I did. And when I bought Ray Mears' first book, The Survival Handbook, A Practical Guide to Woodcraft and Woodlore, he had one of these as one of his tools of choice. So I saved my pennies up and I bought one. And I think at the time it was £36, and that's probably in the early 90s. Now this doesn't get used, I'll be honest with you, because it's not as good as a modern axe like a Gransfort or something, which I always use. It's not the best splitter in the world because it's thin, but I felt like a bit of a nostalgic morning, so I brought it with me. Fire lighting duties, matches. Yes, matches. Not everybody's cup of tea, but I like matches. And this is a new item for me. This is a match safe or pill case, whatever it was branded as, on eBay, and I think this was less than £5. It's orange, you can see it, it's got a seal, and inside obviously I've got matches, and the matches are in here. Let's get them out. These are American diamond matches, and many years ago I went to Colorado on a trip and I took a box of matches home with me from camp, and I've still got a few left, and that was 2004. So I thought, nostalgic matches, I'll bring them with me. Now on the box they were branded as Strike Anywhere, but they don't actually strike anywhere, so I don't know what was going on there, don't know. So there's a little striker in there. My pot, I'll talk about that later. Well, I need to get my fire going so I can get a nice warm cup of tea down me. It rained heavily yesterday. It really rained heavily after a week of beautiful weather, and we had the hottest day of the year so far. On Thursday, yesterday, it tipped down, and I think it did last night as well. So it's pretty wet here. I need to get some twigs. I've got to find twigs in a dry spot, and I seen some on the way in. Root plate with plenty of leaf cover over it. This tree has been down a very long time. 10 years, gotta be 10. And these are nice and dry. I get some more. Yes, I know I can light this with a ferro rod with them scrapings, but I'm using matches. They're not as dry as I thought they were, but it'll be fine. Air pressure's a little bit low today. If it was a nicer day, no cloud cover, that would go up a lot quicker, but it's going up. You can tell it's a damp all day. That's when the crisscross really comes into its own, because you're still leaving plenty of air into the fire. The smoke is drying the stuff out. It's just a damn good way to light fire in the damp. Fire's going nicely, tripod's up, and I thought I'd show you my old pot. This is the first zebra pot I ever had, and I still have it, and I've had a few zebras over the years, but this particular one, obviously I've changed the handle. I never liked them handles, so I put wire on it a long time ago. My pal Scott bought this from Woodlow when we first discovered them, but he didn't like it, so I had it, and this has seen a lot of fires. It's had some baking done in it, obviously not very well, because it's a bit nuked, but it'll boil my water. And that is the only failing with this knife. That blade is pretty short, but it's meant to be robust. Let's see how robust. Yes, she is robust. Not a sausage. You can't fault this knife. How many 15-pound knives would you actually do that to? Not a lot. How many 200-pound knives would you be happy to smack through a log? A lot of people are quite precious about their knives. I'm not really, because I know what they can take. That is an absolute bargain of a knife. It's a beast. And after all that, I can make shavings with it. Yes, granted, I have sharpened it properly and I have 90'd the spine off. It's not a lot of work. Well worth putting the effort into this knife. One of my favourite knives ever. Versatile. Quick pot danger. Who needs carving when you can do that in under a minute? Moors. Got Moors to thank for that one. And that's one good thing about a straight blade, fine teeth. It's far easier to cut them and cut any kind of hardwoods with straight, fine teeth. Medium's fine as well. This is why I like a straight saw. Curved saw is great for bucking, cutting up your firewood, but if you don't do anything a little bit precise, that's where a straight saw comes into its own. I think you've got to agree, this is a brilliant knife. You can't fault this knife. If you're on a budget, or if you're just not the type of person who wants to spend a fortune on knives, you will not go far wrong with that. That's all it needs, is a good sharpen and a 90 spine. I'm still using the sheath. I haven't even bothered making an aftermarket sheath for it. Robust, it certainly is. Useful, definitely a bargain, 100%. As for the samurai saw, where is it? That's now cutting far better than my silky gomboy, which is pretty blunt, but that does actually cut hardwoods far better. Whether it is new, I doubt it, probably about the same. That also is a complete bargain, and I wouldn't hesitate in saying to get one of them if you don't want to spend the extra on the silky. I would personally prefer to use that than a Barco Laplander. Yes, I know some of you are going to go, oh, Barco Laplander's amazing, blah blah blah. It's amazing because other people say it's amazing. That's a bargain. The old axe, well, they chop pretty good, but they're not the best splitters in the world. That particular timber is very easy to split, but it's just nice to bring it out and have a little play with it for nostalgia's sake. The pot, well, the pot's fine, not a lot I can say about that. I decided not to do lunch. I don't particularly feel like it, so it was only boiling a bag army rations anyway. 3 or 4 pound match safe, you can see it. I haven't tested it in water, but I'm sure it'll be fine. Old matches, still working. The only problem is trying to hold a little square of striker paper isn't ideal. You probably saw that when I lit the fire, it moved about a bit. One thing you can do, as long as you keep the matches facing downwards, you can always put a little striker in there. But that's certainly no deal breaker. I have bought a few cheap pillowcase / match safes in the last month or two, and I have got a big machined aluminium one, and if you're a full member, I did a little video on it and I did a giveaway. Well, I managed to get another one in orange, which is nice, and I'll be doing the same sort of video for everybody else in the future. Yes, cheap and cheerful kit, can't fault it. You don't need to spend an absolute fortune. Nice kit, good kit is great. Lots of us like it, and lots of us couldn't be bothered and rather use something cheap. As long as you get out, do your fire lighting, do stuff, that's the main thing. Don't remain stagnant, keep doing stuff, get out the woods, wherever you go, just enjoy the hobby. Don't need to spend an absolute fortune. I'm actually thinking of having a giant cull on my knives because I've got so many, I just don't need them all, and just keep a few. I've done it before and I may do it again. I got a bit preoccupied with doing knife reviews and I bought so much stuff, I spent a fortune, and I'm thinking now, most of them knives, I'm doubling up. Why am I keeping them? So there could be a big cull coming. Well, thank you very much for watching. I appreciate your comments, I appreciate your views, I certainly appreciate that thumbs up. Until next time, ta-ra. And I don't think there's going to be any bloopers, I'm sorry, because I didn't really do anything wrong. For a change, ta-ra. And it'll do my boil in the bag lunch as well.